Perdue do insider trading? There's an article by The Guardian. He bought bank stocks after meeting financial officials. This is The Guardian. So the Georgia Republican facing the Senate runoff bought significant shares in the U.S. bank after meeting with financial policy makers. David Perdue, the Georgia Republican facing the Senate runoff election on Tuesday, today, January the 5th, has twice bought a significant number of shares in a U.S. bank shortly after meeting with financial policy makers, raising more questions about his prolific stock trading while in office. In one case, May 2015, David Perdue bought between $15,000 and $50,000 worth of shares in Regions Financial Corporation 2 days after a 10-minute phone call with then Treasury Secretary Jack Lew. Perdue bought additional shares in the bank 2 years later, May 2017, 2 days after a half-hour meeting with then Federal Reserve Chair Janet Yellen. So he meets with Janet Yellen May 18, 2017, buys some stock in Regions Financial Corporation, has a 10-minute phone conversation with Jack Lew, buys more stock. He did that first, but he bought the stock in Regions Financial Corporation. So we probably should say, what the hell is this Regions Financial Corporation? Did he make money on the thing? Did they raise? Was there something right after those dates? Did all of a sudden Regions Financial Corporation, did it go up? Because he's buying shares at this time, right? He's buying shares. Now, you can read that article. Shane Hazel, he says that we're going to kick off 2021 with the prophetic anti-federalist number 26. You're welcome, Georgia. Without spending a dime, I bought close to $500 billion to our economy. Imagine what I could do with volunteer funding. The state cult answers to no one in America, and that is going to change. Shane Hazel, he's a libertarian. He's going to have some effect in the Georgia election today. Here is Madeleine Albright.
Towards Iraq. Fresh-faced, quick-witted students who keep you young. Iraq's military threat to its neighbors is greatly diminished. Most of its missiles have been destroyed. Its biological and chemical warfare production facilities have been dismantled. Nuclear materials have been removed, and an international monitoring regime to prevent the construction of nuclear weapons is in place. Important to maintain territorial integrity. Despite Iraq's present weakness, the future threat has not been erased. Iraq's behavior and intentions must change before our policies can change. Otherwise, we will allow the scorpion that bit us once to bite us again. That would be a folly impossible to explain to our children or to the veterans of Desert Storm. 480,000 liters of chemical weapons. To those who ask how long our determination will last, how long we will oppose Iraqi intransigence, how long we will insist that the international community's standards be met, our answer is as long as it takes. Uranium or plutonium found in Iraq have been.
So that's Madeleine Albright sitting there saying, we're going to stay in Iraq and we're going to have sanctions and we're going to put all this pressure on. And then when George Bush invades, she sits there and says, we shouldn't have invaded, yet they set the entire stage for it the whole time. So Madeleine Albright, Anna Kasparian should have asked if, is it still worth it? 500,000? Madeleine Albright once said that 500,000 Iraqi children was worth it. It was worth it. The sanctions, they said, had killed 500,000 Iraqi children. They said, was it worth it? And she said, yes, unfortunately, I do. I do think it was worth it. Which is pretty, brazenly psychotic and fucked up. So, just going to read off all the issues. So, John Ossoff versus Shane Hazel. I mean, basically, David Perdue is he's just a homophobic bigot. He just hates gay people. So, let's not even look at his policies. You have Shane Hazel, just real quick. He's a Marine veteran. He's against the pork. He's against wars. He's against the war on drugs. And he's against the federal government. And then John Ossoff, he is for gun control. He's in favor of gay folks. He's in pro-choice. He's anti-human trafficking. He's for free four-year college. He's for banning private prisons. He wants to get internet for the rural access, rural broadband access. He wants a new Civil Rights Act, statehood for Washington, D.C. and Puerto Rico. He's against Medicare for all, yes to the public option, no to defunding the police, no to a Green New Deal. He wants to reform ICE. He doesn't want to abolish ICE. So it's between John Ossoff and Shane Hazel. That's what, John Ossoff believes versus the libertarian. Don't even consider, David Perdue is awful, Georgia. Don't fucking vote for David Perdue, Georgia. Shit. Free Mumia Abu Jamal. Peace.